Hold on. It says my connection is excellent. So what's the issue? Okay, hold on. Oh, we're live right now. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Touching You Talk Show. My name is Elder Sheila Black, and guess what? I was having some technical difficulties and did not realize I had already gone live. How's everyone doing today? I have an awesome guest today in the person of Dr. Linda Amerson. How are you today, ma'am?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Elder Sheila Black? Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am so glad to have you on the show. And again, in the beginning, I was having some technical difficulties and trying to get my internet to work. And it started working without me looking. So, yeah. But anyway, I am so glad to have Dr. Linda on the show today. So, let me read just a little bit of her bio. Dr. Linda Amerson is a doctor, educator, columnist, radio host, television personality, international lecturer, singer, songwriter. All of these describe Dr. Linda Amerson. Board certified doctor of trichology, world renowned expert on hair and scalp disorders, and board certified holistic health practitioner, serving the community for 43 years to restore their confidence and coach consumers on their health and wellness journey. Ma'am, you don't look a day over 21. How in the world did you get to do all of that in such a short period of time?
Yes, it's been a journey, and thank you for the compliment. It's been a journey, and I definitely try to take care of myself.
Yeah. So where are you from?
Corpus Christi is my home, but I have been residing in Arlington since 1986.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. And tell me about your schooling. Where did you go to school?
Okay, I do have that has been a journey. So after high school, I decided I wanted to go into the medical field because I love science, I love research. So I began taking business courses, wanting to pursue a chemistry type of field. Then I got a little sidetracked because I also liked beauty and fashion. So I went to cosmetology school. And again, what gravitated me to that also was learning about the science of hair, learning about the disulfide bonds, about the different types of makeup and bonds of the hair, not just the aesthetic appearance that some people, that is important, but that's what really gravitated me to that. So I completed that curriculum. And then I wanted to go into the fashion field as well. So I wanted to have my credentials in that. So I attended Barter Fashion College, and we learned about the different textiles from the different countries, why they use certain fabrics, certain blends. And so fashion merchandising uh, was my pursuit at Barter Fashion College. So I finished that curriculum with my bachelor's degree in that. And I worked in both of those fields, and I wanted to have a boutique, which I did that for a short time, but that was still not my passion. My passion, again, was science and research. And so then I did research. I found out about the field of trichology. This was in the late 80s, 1980s. And so I enrolled in the International Institute of Trichology. And that was definitely all hair science, research, studying. And I knew that was what I wanted to do to add to my career goals. So I finished that program. I went through the entire program, and I did obtain my PhD. We had to write a dissertation, and present it in front of the medical board. And I would like to just kind of clarify with your audience that in the field of trichology, there are different levels. So there is a person who is a trichologist, which has had a very short window of education. They may have had only 3 days. They may have had 2-day training, and they call themselves a trichologist. They're not certified. Then there's a person who has gone into a little longer time frame, 6 months to maybe a year, and they have become a certified trichologist. Then there's the board certified trichologist that usually takes 2 to 3 years. And in my case, I finished it in 18 months. So I was very focused and I knew what I wanted to do. So just to kind of give your audience more clarity on that. And if I can also compare that to the nursing field, we know in nursing there are also different levels of education and also with the expertise. So we have the CNA, we have the LVN, we have the RN, and then we have the nurse practitioner. So just a comparison for your listening audience. So back to my education. So after the trichology experience and certification, I opened my own clinic, LA's Hair and Scalp Clinic. And nutrition is a very, very large component for many deficiencies that I was seeing. So I went back to school and obtained my board certification as a holistic health practitioner. So with that credentials, I could really divulge and tell a person specifically from their hair bulb and their hair strands what their nutritional deficiencies are. So that's where my educational levels, what I've done with the education.
Wow, wow, wow. So tell me more about once you discover that there is an issue, or once someone comes to you and they say, okay, I've got this issue of hair loss, what is the
Yes.
process you take to figure out which route to go?
Okay, so I do require a consultation appointment. This is a hair science technology analysis, and we have 3 different microscopes that we use. So they fill out the data form. On the data form, we're looking at the history of what their body has been through, as well as their hair and their scalp. We also look at the history of their family as well. We also look at nutrition. So I use 3 different microscopes. The first microscope is called my polarized microscope. So with that microscope, I can actually look to see how healthy or unhealthy the hair bulb is. And I do not see very many healthy hair bulbs. So there
Hmm.
are actually 38 different shapes that I look at. We also look at the internal structure. We can tell a person if they are hydrated enough with drinking enough fluids and water, or if they're dehydrated. We can tell them that. Their nutritional absorption, we can also see that within the internal structure of their hair strand. We can also tell them if it's chemically damaged or overprocessed. If there are hair shaft defects, there are actually 40 different types of hair shaft defects that we're looking at, again, within the internal structure of that hair strand. We can show them hair breakage as well, just so many different things that I can tell them microscopically that they cannot see with the naked eye. The second microscope is called our tricholoscope. Now, when I first began in the trichology field, the tricholoscope had not been available. Once it became available, I invested in it. Again, pursuing my passion and wanting to offer all of my clients the best service that I could offer them. So with the tricholoscope, it is a computer monitor that I can show a person what their deficiencies are, what their concerns are. So some clients come in, they say, well, my hair is shedding in this area, it's breaking in this area, it's just falling out all over. So we look at those areas of concern, and I can tell them, is it hair breakage? Is it shedding? Is it traction alopecia, which is common with a lot of disorders? Is there discoloration of the scalp? Is there flaking of the scalp? Is there inflammation? Are there pimples on the scalp? Are there lesions on the scalp? There's so many things that they can see that I'm able to visually show them that they are truly amazed at with the tricholoscope. So that is a very eye-opening tool that we use that's very, very helpful. The third microscope is called my epigenetic hair bulb analysis. That technology is truly amazing. So I use 4 of a person's hair bulb, and I put it in the center of a device. It's called the S-Drive device. And this device will read the data from the past 90 to 180 days. And it's going to tell the person all of the nutritional deficiencies that they have, that they are unaware of. And that has been very, very helpful. In addition, it tells any environmental factors that a person has been exposed to that they are totally unaware of. That has truly been an eye-opening experience. So let me give you some examples. If a person comes in and they complain about their hair breaking, with this epigenetic, we can see if they're taking too much biotin. And I know from experience, a lot of our clients, they take biotin. Well, I take biotin. Are you taking enough? Are you taking too much? An excessive amount accelerates hair breakage.
So for those
So
of us
this,
that don't know what, hold on, for those of us that don't know what biotin is, kind of break that down real quick.
exactly. Biotin is one of the key B vitamins that helps with the hair, skin, and nails.
Okay.
There are different amounts, especially since COVID. A lot of individuals started taking vitamins who never took vitamins before. And B vitamin was one that a lot of individuals were taking because hair loss in the beginning in 2020, there were a lot of consumers who were having a side effect of major hair shedding and hair loss due to a side effect of that COVID-19. And I've noticed with once the medications and then the boosters were also put in place for that, each level of the boosters has also revealed a certain type of alopecia or hair loss. So I look at all of those components as well. But back to the epigenetic hair bulb analysis, it also reveals if a person has any type of virus in their system. And this could be any type of virus. If there's epigenetic overexposure to electromagnetic frequency. So that's using your cell phones, your tablets, using any type of computers on a consistent basis, which is very common with many consumers. So if you're getting an excessive amount of exposure to this, this can impact your overall health and wellness. So there are different measures that a consumer can actually take through nutrition to cleanse that out of their body, out of their system, to improve their health and wellness. This has been very, very helpful.
Wow.
So there's just so much when it comes to health and wellness and hair science that I can really help a person during the consultation. So we start with the polarized microscope, then we use our tricholoscope, then we use our epigenetic hair bulb analysis, actually getting to the root of the problem.
So do you do all three always, or is it like progression? Well, I might do this one first and I'll do this one the next. How do you decide which one? Or do you just use one per visit? How do you do that?
Okay, I give my clients 2 options. So the first option is the first 2 microscopes. That is my polarized microscope and tricholoscope. So with those 2 options, I'm able to analyze them and give them some information as far as their nutrition, However, the third microscope, that's something that I really do recommend. The second option includes all three of the microscopes. So that would be a different fee compared to the first two. So I do like to give, our clients an option. Yes.
So, do you see certain trends, African American versus Caucasian? Is it like the same thing for everybody, or are there differences? What are you seeing?
It's actually a case by case basis. Now, because there are actually over 100 different categories of alopecia and scalp disorder conditions, I take each person on a case by case basis. So we service men, women, and children of all cultures. Now, in some cultures, there are certain conditions, scalp conditions, and alopecia that is across the board. And then in some cultures, there are other conditions that are more prevalent to them. For example, androgenetic alopecia. That is something that is across the board, all cultures. There are 7 degrees of severity when it comes to the androgenetic alopecia. So we look at that. And then we have individuals who love hair color. And again, this is male and female of all cultures. And it depends on, are you using a rinse? Is it semi-permanent? Is it permanent? Is it highlights? Is it bleached? Is it a combination of different things? So we look at all of those factors as well. Um, but I do find some cultures is definitely more nutrition based, especially, I see your hair color. um, some cultures is more nutrition based because they're very concerned about their weight. And they do not eat very much because they do not want to gain weight. This impacts the health of your hair growing. So I see that in some cases. Then there are some that have the weight loss surgeries. That also is a major impact on your hair and your body getting the actual nutrients that it needs.
That's
So
amazing.
this impacts not only your hair and your scalp, but also your overall health. And I've talked to many, many consumers over the decades where they've had some major challenges with not getting enough absorption of their nutrients, and their hair is just excessively breaking and shedding profusely.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Yes.
Who would have thought? So you have like products that you have actually created. Lord have mercy. Tell us about your products.
I would love to tell you about our award-winning products. Dr. Amerson's Therapeutic Essentials. This is my hair and scalp shampoo. So my products, I say they're award-winning because Arlington has awarded me 4 years with the best in hair care products. And I'm truly so thankful for that. So I actually sat down with a chemist. My products are manufactured in Garland at one of the local manufacturing companies. They are all natural, all natural. And that was very, very important. I wanted all natural, but very effective ingredients. And I told the chemist I needed these products to address a lot of the common disorders: dry, flaky, oily, itchy scalp conditions, um, inflammation of the scalp, hair growth, softening the hair texture, damaged hair textures. We needed to close that cuticle. So my products are very, very effective with that. So we have our award-winning hair and scalp shampoo. We got to start with cleansing of the hair and the scalp. And then we have our, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it right in the camera here. This is my revitalizing conditioner. So this is great for damaged scalps. It's great for hair regrowth, very stimulating, very, very stimulating. And so this is my revitalized conditioner. It does require to be rinsed out. So that is my revitalizing conditioner. And then I had those clients with the itchy scalp. Dr. Amerson, my scalp just itches all the time. So I always recommend first you need to cleanse your scalp. Don't just use my oil alone because you will get some results. However, you do need to have maximum benefits by using the entire system.
Right.
So this is my third product. Great for reducing inflammation, eliminating inflammation, stops an excessively itchy scalp. Also, it's great for the cuticles of your fingernails and your toenails. So
Wow.
those need hydrating as well. And then we have our award-winning follicle serum, Dr. Amerson's Super Hair Regrowth Follicle Serum. This is a product that is recommended to use on a daily basis, and you use it on the problem areas very sparingly, and then massage it in for about 1 minute, about 60 seconds. So this gives the deeper penetration and continued stimulation of the hair follicles so that the hair grows faster and healthier. So these are my 4 best-selling products that we have available.
So do you have those on your website? How do you
Yes,
have to, can you just order it, or do you have to have like prescription, meaning they have to come to you first before they can actually have the products?
they are available on my website. Now, I do have individuals who live out of state who would like to try my products. And then for those who live in the DFW area and throughout Texas, many of them will travel to my office for an analysis because sometimes it's not only products alone that will assist their condition. I have a few other products that are not on my website, which are more customized for my severe scalp conditions. So we do have those available that are not on our website.
So
But
which
yes, I do definitely recommend for a person to come in for an analysis. However, I have those who do order and we ship throughout the United States.
Okay. So give me the website address.
Website is hairandscalpessentials.com. Hairandscalpessentials.com.
Okay. All right. So I am going to pull it up so people can see what we're talking about.
Okay, absolutely.
Stream. And immediately when you go to the website, you see she was interviewed by WFAA. It's a great interview
Yay!
as well. So go back, everyone, and I am going to definitely put her webpage in the chat so that you can follow along if you like. So when I look here and it talks about our products, so you have trainings here. Tell me about the training.
Yes, I was blessed. I opened the first international trichology training center in the United States in 1999. And so I offer advanced training to other certified trichologists. So
Nice.
we do offer training. I also, as an educator, I travel to other countries and other cities to offer training as well.
Wow, that is amazing. All right. So, educational series. Tell me about this.
We offer educational CDs and DVDs as well. Those are mainly purchased by other aspiring trichologists and other certified trichologists.
So, but anybody can actually purchase it, though, right? Or do you have to already be a trichologist?
They can purchase other individuals.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, ma'am, they sure can.
And I see she has some testimonials here, so I would recommend that you go back and you read some of the testimonials that we have here.
Yes.
Yes,
And may I touch base on children's hair loss?
absolutely.
With children's hair loss, I find a lot of times parents, okay, I'm going to talk about you parents. Some of you are a lot more concerned about your child's image than they are. Let the child's hair grow. Every child does not have the same texture of hair. For example, I've had cases where there have been sisters who have come in. One child's hair is very curly, very wavy. The sister's hair is a little more of a medium to coarser texture. The mother is treating the hair the same. And that's really not because they're of lack of knowledge, they do not know that. I also have a lot of biracial parents. They bring in their children because they don't know what's going on with their particular texture of hair. It's usually more of a coarser texture in one area, and then sometimes I see where it's curlier in another texture. So they're trying to straighten that child's hair on a daily basis, usually with a flat iron or some type of straightening type of tool. Um, and that is not always healthy for that child's hair. So another thing is the braids extensions. I see that on a regular basis, especially in the summer season. Now, parents, please make sure that the child's scalp does not have any type of buckling. I'm going to use that terminology. Any type of ridges, any type of really tightness around the frontal hairline area where the eyebrows are being pulled. That means it's too tight. So you really need to adjust the pressure so that that child will have edges. Many of you are the cause of a lot of these children having major alopecia.
Wow.
So please, again, I emphasize, let the child's hair grow at its normal rate. Every child will not have long, thick hair. So just treat it very gingerly, keep it cleansed, keep it conditioned, and very simple styles. You know, most children like to play, especially the ages of 6 and younger. They just want to play. They're not real fussy about their hair. Is when I've noticed when they begin to get a little older, when they're going to school, then they're around their peers, and then they see the long straight hair, they see the wavy hair, and sometimes they do ask their parents, well, Mom, how come my hair is not like such and such, such and such? And that's where the braids come in. That's when the crochet braids. I see so much damage with the crochet braids. So parents, please be cautious. It's very, very important.
Wow. You know, when you talk about children and us doing all kinds of things to their hair, when they're like extremely young, 2, 3 years old, do you recommend that they have braids at such a young age?
Braiding their own hair if possible. If the hair is very soft, very curly, very fine, you know, just give them little barrettes. There are hair balls, and be cautious of those hair balls because that elasticity in the hair balls, when it's too tight on the hair, that can pull the hair as well. Avoid rubber bands if at all possible. You want to use the covered ponytail holders. This is very, very important as well. So those are some tips that I would like to give parents, just very simple styles.
So, what kind of tips can you give us grown folks?
Grown folks, I tell you, image is so important to the grown folks. Again, we have the different hair textures as well. Fine, curly, wavy, and then we have the medium, coarser, the combination. Just be very, very careful. The outer perimeter around the entire scalp, this is very, very fragile. So please do not use excessive tension with any hairstyles. And another thing I'll say, like with men, they can also have thinning hair from wearing those baseball caps and
Really?
baseball hats on a regular basis.
Mm.
Um, Now, talking about myself in the wintertime, I love hats. And so I can say I have to be cautious myself because I notice just a little thinning in the frontal area in the wintertime because I'm wearing the hats. Not always wool caps, but the wool caps in particular, they can really cause a lot of friction and hair breakage on the hair. So be very, very cautious with those. And now we have the fashionable fedoras. So a lot of women and men are wearing the fedoras.
Mhm.
Not all of them have some type of lining or silk lining to it. So some companies will add the lining, some will not. So just be cautious of that. There are some fashionable scarves. Some women wear other types of linings on their hair before they put on the fedoras. So that's fine. And then there are so many other very fashionable scarves that are available for women. There are the wigs. Women, those of you who like the lace fronts, I do not recommend for you to glue those lace fronts down. I've
Mm.
seen so much damage over the decades, right around the frontal hairline from the glue. And there's so many different types of adhesives and glues that are used. Um, I don't recommend that. So if you can find a lace front that will give you the secure fit that you are looking for, that is a great option. But take it off at night. Give your scalp and hair time to breathe because it needs to breathe. That would be some of the recommendations for
Okay.
adults.
All right. And because you're board certified, are your services covered by insurance at all, or is it strictly out of pocket? Considered cosmetic.
We we are we do accept FHA and the HSA, Health
Okay.
Savings Account, and Flexible Spending Account. So we are approved for those. So for your audience, yes, we do accept the PPO plan, and also we are certified with another credit card provider for our services as well. But you have to apply for the credit card. But the approval rate uh, process is very, very easy to be approved. So we
Okay.
do have that also that we offer. And then we accept cash, credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, and Zelle as well.
So are you open Monday through Friday? Are you open on the weekends?
We are currently open Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
All
Wednesday
right.
through
What hours?
Saturday.
What hours?
Yes. So Wednesday through Friday is 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And on Saturdays, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. by appointment only.
Okay. So is there any prerequisites that need to be done before they come to the appointment, or you just come? I mean, you don't have to fast or anything like that before any of the tests that you do.
No, you do not have to fast. I do recommend that you remove all extensions for the women and the female children because I will be examining your entire scalp. I've had so many individuals, they call me, well, since it's just the frontal area, I don't have to take out my braids or all of my braids or my crochet braids. I said, I would prefer for you to take it all down. That way I could do a thorough examination because they may have an area that they are unaware of where I see a severe area of scaling, inflammation that has occurred. I've had another individual, there was one area where she had an entire patch of hair that where there was major hair breakage. Um, and so I like to do a thorough examination. So this is how I can give you the best assessment of your overall health of your scalp and hair, and then also the nutritional report. So I didn't mention it is a report that they will get with the epigenetic hair bulb analysis.
Okay.
So we have several different reports, but I'll mention the top three. We have the hair, skin, and nail report. This is a very comprehensive 33-page report. And then we have the immunity and well-being, which is a little more comprehensive. It's a 37-page report. And then we have the vegan and vegetarian report. Also, that one is a 28-page report. So those are the top three. We also have one for children and babies. We have one for athletes. We have just several different reports that are available. It's so exciting.
That really is. So I want to thank you for being on the show. Now, I want to talk just briefly, because I don't want to hold you all night. Let's
That's
talk
okay.
about you being a columnist. We talked about that earlier. Tell me about it.
Yes, I was so excited. Okay, so as part of my journey, I began writing for a local newspaper, the Levita newspaper, in 1998. And in that column, it was, I think it was Ask Dr. Amerson. And I would answer questions about alopecia and scalp disorders. I did that for several years, which expanded into several other newspapers throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area to at least 6. And then I had interest in expanding my journalism into the magazines. So I began reaching out to national magazines. The first one was called Braids and More. And I asked them, are you accepting contributing writers articles? And they said, well, send us a sample of what you have and we'll let you know. So I sent them a sample. They liked it. They printed it. And then we approached Blacktress magazine. Same thing. They said, send us a sample of your work and we'll let you know. I sent them a sample. They liked it. They printed it. Then I contacted Heart and Soul, Essence magazine, Black Hair magazine, and on and on. So currently, I have been featured in 84 national magazines and on the cover of 12 national magazines. The latest is Right Health.
Okay.
So by investing in these magazines, it has really helped with my brand and also reaching clients worldwide.
Absolutely.
So I've always realized the importance of investing in my business as far as media. So that has really, really been a blessing. And I'm planning on also being on another magazine cover in September of this year. It'll be on Right Health once again.
Okay. All right. Are any of the magazines digital or are they all paperback?
They're both. They're available digital and hard copy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. And then you've been a radio host. Are you a radio host now? Or you've done it in the past? Or tell me about that.
I've done it in the past for 10 years. Ask the Hair and Scalp Doctor. I may get back into it, but that was really another way of reaching consumers to educate them about alopecia and scalp disorder conditions. And I also would bring in other expert guests to educate my listening audience.
Nice.
I may go back into it.
All
Yes.
right. TV personality. Tell me about that.
I have been blessed, truly blessed, to be invited to be on several different television networks for interviews. So I've been on a lot of the local stations. WFAA has been very, very kind to me on several occasions. They have featured what I do. And then also my scholarship. May I mention my scholarship?
Absolutely.
This is
Absolutely.
my 10th year. This is my 10th year of paying it forward. So I began in 2012 of selecting a youth between the ages of 16 through 19 who was diagnosed with alopecia in some capacity. Some of them were not my clients. I just would reach out through several different social media groups in the alopecia community. And so I would choose a topic. They would have to write an essay on the topic of my choice, and then I would choose the writer. So I had the first one, two, I would say 3 years. I had participants, and then I stopped getting participation from the youth. So I chose nonprofit organizations that were still doing mentorship of some kind with the youth between my demographics. So I've still continued it, and now I'm in my 10th year. I have chosen a nonprofit. It's called That Girl Is Smart.
Yeah,
Miss Monica Johnson
I know her
is the
personally.
yes. So I love what she's doing with the youth. So I have chose her organization. We're going to present her with my scholarship in September. So September is National Alopecia Awareness Month, as well as Dr. Linda Amerson Day
All
on
right.
September 25th. And so royal blue is actually the color, as you see me wearing it. Uh, this is for alopecia awareness. So I'm just thankful that I've been able to pay it forward, for 10 years now to a youth, because our youth, they definitely need mentorship and encouragement
Absolutely.
because they are our future.
Yeah. All right. And then you are a singer songwriter. You want to down give us a taste of a song?
That happened. Let me backtrack. So I come from a musical family. There were six of us, and my parents had three of my siblings in music, pianos, organs, and we had a piano and an organ in our home. So we used to sing in the church. So when I had my first cruise in 2012, I decided to step out of the box. I said, I want to create an icebreaker in a musical format just to have something fun and entertaining. So I did this icebreaker in a musical format. All of my guests absolutely loved it. They said, "Oh, we love it. We love it. You need to put that to music." I said, "Really? Y'all really like it?" So I connected with a local music producer, Fast Clark. He's in Plano. And I told him what I wanted to do. I said, I am not seasoned in the music industry. I said, this is just something I'm doing for a theme song. So it started as an icebreaker and it morphed into being my theme song, Cruise with a Purpose. And we've been blessed to host 3 cruises and presented our scholarships on 3 of those.
Nice. Well, that is amazing. Well, you are just so full of wealth, so full of knowledge, and I am so glad that we were able to connect. So, any final words of encouragement that you might want to give someone that may be experiencing hair loss? Maybe they're feeling sad today. What do you say to them?
I would say, don't give up. Try myself, and let's do an in-depth hair science technology analysis for you, getting to the root of the problem. There may be the opportunity for your hair to regrow and also improve your health and wellness with the epigenetic hair bulb report. I would love to offer that to you. So please contact me. Would you like me to give my contact information?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm Dr. Linda Amerson, CEO of LA's Hair and Scalp Clinic for 43 years, 2304 West Pioneer Parkway, Suite number 6, Pantego, Texas, 76013. 817-265-8854. That's 817-265-8854. And visit our website at hairandscalpessentials.com, hairandscalpessentials.com. And we are on all social medias. We are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, We're on Twitter. We are on Instagram. And I recently got on TikTok just
Yeah.
to promote my services. And so please connect with us on all of those. And those links are on my website as well. And may I share my latest accolades from the President of the United States?
Nice. Tell me.
You know, when you're an entrepreneur, someone is always watching. So I was contacted and I was notified that I had been nominated for the 2023 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. I said, I was so excited. I said, really? I said,
Congratulations.
okay, thank you. So I had to go through the requirements. So the person who nominated me, she said, you must have completed over 4,000 hours of volunteering in the community and also working in the community. They did a background check on me as well. I passed all of that. And I had to list all of the different organizations and groups that I had worked with as far as volunteering, and also the different groups that I have also worked with to create different types of volunteering opportunities, giving back to the youth, such as back to school, um, supplies, hair services. I've done that for decades. And not knowing when I would volunteer my time, it wasn't for the accolades. It was something that I wanted to do. And so someone is always watching. So I received the 2023 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, which is such an honor. Such an honor.
Congratulations. We do have a testimony here. And this came from Nikki. She said, Dr. Amerson is amazing. She had treated my
Oh,
hair and I left with a full head of hair. I thank God for her.
yes, yes. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. She's one of my wonderful testimonials and referral individuals. She's referred a lot of patients to me.
And Jeanette said, awesome. Congratulations and blessings.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you for being my guest on tonight. And I have put her information in the chat. Go ahead, reach out, let her help you with your hair loss needs. Because she can get you going. So let me ask you this. This is one last question. Do
Sure.
you prescribe medications or are all of your treatments holistic?
All of my treatments are holistic. I
Okay.
do incorporate light therapy, different types of light therapy, depending on what the scalp condition is.
Mhm.
I have other custom treatments that I will recommend for the more severe scalp conditions. Um, and so those are some of the common treatments that I offer. And then we have our own product line, which is another treatment in itself for many of our clients.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much. I want to ask those that are watching if you would just share this. If you know someone that has alopecia, make sure and share it with them. Share it on your timeline so that everybody will know about Dr. Amerson. So thank you so much for being my guest on tonight. And again, this has been Touching You Talk Show. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.